The railway station buzzed with the usual chaos: vendors shouting, trains screeching, people rushing in every direction. Amid the crowd, a small, trembling figure caught Ayan's eye. A little girl, no more than 7, was crying uncontrollably, her tiny fists clenching and unclenching as tears streaked her dirty cheeks. Most people ignored her, thinking she was lost or simply annoying. But something in her eyes, a mixture of fear and desperate hope, stopped him. Compelled, Ayan walked toward her, wondering why a child would be so utterly alone in such a place, shivering not only from cold but from some unseen danger. The girl grabbed his hand suddenly, her grip surprisingly strong. She whispered in a quivering voice, "Please, just be my dad for a little while." Ayan froze, stunned by the audacity and innocence of her request. He scanned the platform, looking for her parents, but there was no one. "Where are they?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "I can't tell you. They'll take me away." The intensity in her eyes was impossible to ignore. Something in the way she said it made Ayan's heart tighten. This wasn't a simple child's cry for attention. There was a danger lurking nearby. Ayan instinctively crouched down, keeping eye contact. He noticed 2 men standing at a distance, glancing repeatedly toward them. Their posture was tense, calculating, almost predatory. The girl whispered, "If you act like my dad, maybe they won't come for me." Ayan's instincts screamed that this was serious. He realized this was no ordinary lost child. She was running from someone who meant her harm. The thought of confronting unknown men on a crowded platform was terrifying. Yet he couldn't leave her alone. He had to play along, but every second felt like walking a knife's edge. As he wrapped an arm around her, the girl leaned into him, whispering more urgently, "They want to take something from me. Something my mom left behind." Ayan's curiosity and concern piqued. "What do you mean?" he asked. She shook her head but tugged at his sleeve, leading him to a quiet corner of the station. There, she revealed a small, worn-out locket she clutched tightly. She claimed it held a secret her late mother had left behind, a secret her so-called family wanted to exploit. Ayan felt a shiver. Suddenly, he wasn't just protecting a child. He was guarding something far bigger than either of them realized. Moments later, the men approached, their expressions hard and threatening. Ayan instinctively held the girl close, stepping between her and the strangers. But what happened next shocked him. The girl suddenly confronted the men, yelling, "You can't have it! He's my dad now!" The crowd froze. People stared. The men hesitated, clearly not expecting a child to act so fearlessly. It was then Ayan noticed something strange. The men were hesitating, almost afraid of the girl. Something about her presence, or the way she spoke, seemed to trigger a reaction he didn't understand. This was no ordinary confrontation. Suddenly, the locket slipped from her hand and fell to the ground. One of the men lunged for it, but before he could grab it, the girl kicked it under a bench. Ayan bent down to retrieve it, noticing a tiny folded paper inside. When he opened it, he couldn't believe his eyes. The paper contained detailed instructions, addresses, and even a confession. The girl's uncle had been plotting to steal her inheritance, hiding it in plain sight. Ayan's heart raced. This simple act of protecting a child had just unveiled a family conspiracy bigger than he could have imagined. Before he could process it fully, the girl did something unexpected. She whispered, "I didn't tell anyone, but he's not really my uncle. He's someone else." Ayan's mind reeled. The 2 men, realizing their plan was exposed, panicked and ran, but the twist came next. One of them left behind a fake ID and a gun, revealing they were part of a larger criminal network, not her family at all. The girl had somehow known, instinctively, who they were. Ayan was stunned. Not only had he saved her, but she had already understood danger he couldn't even see. As police sirens approached, the girl clung to him, her tiny frame trembling. "Are you really going to be my dad?" she asked. Ayan looked down at her, realizing that in just a few minutes, this stranger-child interaction had turned into a bond stronger than blood. He nodded, feeling a surge of protective instinct mixed with awe at her bravery. "Yes," he said firmly, "I'll be your dad." She smiled faintly, tears still in her eyes, but there was a spark of hope. Somehow, in the chaos, they had formed a real connection. In the days that followed, Ayan worked with authorities to uncover the full conspiracy. The girl's uncle and his accomplices were arrested, and the truth about her mother's estate emerged, revealing secrets the girl had unknowingly carried in her locket all along. Every twist made the situation more unbelievable. The very men she feared were strangers in disguise. The locket contained not just money but a coded message, and the girl had somehow anticipated each move before it happened. It was as if she had inherited her mother's cunning instincts. Ayan realized this child was extraordinary. Finally, in court, the girl stood holding Ayan's hand, her voice strong. "This is my dad now," she said, and the judge nodded with a small smile. Ayan looked down at her, amazed by the journey they had shared. How a single plea, "Be my dad," had unraveled a hidden family conspiracy, exposed dangerous criminals, and formed a bond that defied logic. The twist was complete. The girl who seemed helpless had been the key to saving herself and exposing the truth, and the stranger who became her father would never forget the day life itself had thrown them both into an unimaginable, shocking story.